Hi, my name is Emily. I'm a librarian at the Mapac Library as well as the head of the Learning Lab. Today, we're going to be going over some resume resources you can access through the library, as well as some websites that can help you build your resume. But first, just going to go over some things we have going on in the Learning Lab. You can look up upcoming classes by going to our website at mayapaclibrary.org. If you have other questions or technology issues you want us to help out with, you can also make appointments with us one-on-one for information and technology help. And we also have drop-in hours weekly, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So here are our class objectives. Know where to find resume resources on the library website. Identify some external resources that provide good resume help. Understand how the library can help you develop your resume. You may not find everything I talk about helpful, but I hope everyone can leave with at least one resource in mind that will be useful to them. So we're going to start at the Mayapac Library website, which is mayapaclibrary.org. You're going to hover the cursor over research. This should open up a drop-down menu. Then you're going to click on articles, information, and databases, which will bring you to this page. From here, you're going to click on job and career help, and that will expand all our job and career resources. So you can see the links and descriptions for each of those. Today, we're going to be discussing resources that offer resume help specifically. We're going to start with Job Now by clicking on the Job Now icon. When you aren't in the library, you'll be asked to enter in your library card number and PIN. If you don't know or you don't think you have a PIN, you can reset it by going to mayapaclibrary.org and clicking on the Your Account icon. Here's the Job Now homepage. Job Now offers help with resumes as well as interviews, skill practice, and job coaching. It has an adult learning center with high school equivalency and US citizenship test preparation, writing assistance, and study tools for math, reading, and writing. The Mayapac Library has a class recording on our YouTube page that goes over Job Now in depth, including tools specific for veterans that Job Now offers. So I'd recommend taking a look at that video. For now, I'm just going to go over the resume tools that we have boxed in orange here. So we're going to start with the Live Resume Expert. So when you click on that, that's going to open up this, which is the BrainFuse whiteboard that is used on all of their interactive help platforms. So you may be familiar, especially if you have children in school, with Help Now, which is BrainFuse's like tutoring resource we also have available. On the left part is the whiteboard. You use the tools at the bottom to write in it and draw. On the right side pane is where you're going to chat with the resume expert. You type in where the yellow arrow is down at the bottom, and you can either use your enter or return key on your keyboard to send the message, or click on the paper airplane there. You can also send attachments by attaching a file by clicking on that paper clip where the red arrow is. If you have any trouble using the tools on this board, you can send a chat message asking for some advice for what tools to use and how to use them. So the next resource is resume templates, which can help you start building a resume by giving you a format to work with. Job Now offers 3 resume templates, each with a short description. Simply click on the template you want to use and download it to your computer. And you do need Microsoft Word because these are all Microsoft Word documents. So when it's downloaded and you open it, you're going to click on Enable Editing, and that will allow you to change any any of the writing that you need to change. The next resource is it's called Resumes Resources. And these are links to external resources that are vetted by JobNow. If you look at this list, you'll notice the first few are the resume templates that were in the resume templates section. After that, you'll see that each link has a short description for what it is. Next is the Resume Lab, and this is one of the tools that requires registration with JobNow because it's asynchronous. So if you need to register, you would just click sign up. Otherwise, you would log in with your username and password. You see here, the sign up doesn't ask for a lot of information. The registration is free as long as you have a library. If you get to this page, it's free. And just so you know, if it's only asking you to make a username and password, you probably won't be able to recover this account if you lose that information. So to use the Resume Lab, you're going to upload a file from your computer and leave any notes you think that the resume expert should know. For example, you'll upload a copy of your resume, and then you can leave a comment saying, this is the type of job I'm looking for. I want to see if this is an appropriate resume, or how would this be better formatted? Like any of the questions that you might have in mind, or the specific thing that you are going to be using your resume for. When you're done with that, you click submit at the bottom, and it should take you should receive a response within a business day. And you will get that response in what's called My Message Center. And you can see that on the right-hand side in the green box. I have a yellow arrow pointing to it. You can also get to the Message Center by clicking on your username, which is in the top right-hand corner. That opens up a drop-down menu with these same learning account features. The final JobNow resume tool is Optimal Resume, which is actually a collection of tools to help improve resumes, cover letters, and interview skills. Optimal Resume also requires a BrainFuse login, but will ask for more information. So you can see here, even though I already had a BrainFuse account, it's asking me to fill in this other information. This information is used to populate certain fields in the resumes that you create on this site. You can always delete and change that information on the resume if that is necessary. So after you create an account and you're logged in, this is what you're going to see. So there are 5 different areas in Optimal Resume. We are just looking at the resume section, but if you're interested in creating these other things, you might want to look at those. When you click on create a new resume, it's going to ask you to name the resume, and then you would click start resume. Then you're given 3 options. You can browse samples. These will work a lot like the templates, and that you'll have text there that you're going to replace. Browse selection sets helps you build your own template. And then the start from scratch is going to be, it's just going to be your header information, and then you will select which sections to add into the template. So if we click on browse samples, this is an example of a template sample resume. So as you can see, it has personal information at the top. And if you wanted to edit the sections, you're going to click on the section you want to edit. And that now opens up these editing features. When you're done editing, you would just click save at the bottom of the section. If you clicked browse selection sets, it asks you a couple of questions about what type of job you're looking for. As with the sample option, your personal information is added in at the top. And you can edit and delete sections as needed. Where it says summary, it actually originally said objective. I changed it to summary. That's used more today than objective is. So when you click on a section to edit, you'll see it's similar to the sample, the template that we were looking at before. The only difference is that there is no text in here already. You were going to just add in the text for yourself. Okay, so the last option is the blank option. So as you can see, it still gives you your header information, the same as it was on the other options. And you can add sections using the panel on the right. And this adding sections, all these tools are available in those other options as well. So finally, when you're done, you're going to want to download your resumes and save it to your computer so that you can either upload it to applications or attach it to emails or print it. One of the benefits of using a resume builder like this one is that this program is accessible and editable from any computer with internet connection. So you don't necessarily need to keep track of flash drives or regularly email yourself a copy, but it's not a bad idea to always have multiple copies of your resume saved and accessible in different places. So this covers the resume resources that are available through Job Now. And so I'm going to move into our next one, which is Petersons Test Prep. And from here, you can see that it's just below Job Now. So Petersons Test Prep has a lot of test prep opportunities, but it also has a virtual resume editor similar to the one we see in Optimal Resume, but it is a lot sleeker looking, and that's what we're going to be looking at now. So again, you're going to have to enter your barcode number from your library card and your PIN to access this resource from home. When you get, this is the homepage for Petersons Test Prep. And there are two ways to access the resume builder. You can just type resume in as a keyword, and then it will come up as the first option. You just select create a resume. You can also click on the green Explore Careers box, and that opens up the options below, and you would just click on Career Tools. After Career Tools, you'll click on Create a Resume. So you do need to create an account for this as well. You would just click on New User Sign Up from here, fill out the information here. And again, your name at least is used, your name and email address are used in your resume that you create on this site as well. So once you're signed in, your homepage is going to look a little bit like this. You would see any resumes that you had created, and then they give you options to create more. Okay, so you have a few different options when you're creating a new resume. So you can actually just create a copy of a resume that you already have in there. You can import a copy from your computer. So if you had something saved on your computer, you can upload it. This includes PDF documents. So if you're unfamiliar, PDF documents are great for sending information to people because it's kind of like a flat file. It's very portable, but they're very difficult to edit. You can't really edit it without special programs. So it's very useful that you can upload a PDF to here and it will create an editable version of your resume. So the next option is that you can use sample content. So this would be like the resume template. And the final option is to start from scratch. So like in Optimal Resume, this is basically the blank option. So the first thing it's going to ask you to do, no matter what you choose, is to choose your template. So a lot of these look pretty fancy, but they do have some simpler ones. They do have some simpler options. One thing to note is you can always change your template, and you can see on the left, I have that circled in red. When you change the template, it just, it preserves all the information you put in. It just puts it into the new format that you want. When you're done editing and adding items to your resume here, you're going to click on that download button that's in the upper right-hand corner. I have a yellow arrow pointing to it. You can download it as a PDF. There's also a beta version download to Word. There might be some changes if you download it to Word. If you're going to be sending it somewhere, I definitely recommend downloading it as a PDF, and you might want to just download it in Word so that you have an editable version that's downloaded. But again, it might look very different. So you can always sign back into this account to make any updates, re-download it, change the template, any kind of changes like that. So those are the two main resources we have at the library for building resumes. Now we're going to take a look at some outside, at an outside resource that can be helpful. So some of you may already be familiar with GCF Learn Free, which offers free self-paced courses in many subjects, including basic computer skills and resume writing. Simply click on the magnifying glass to search for resume to find the resume course. So here you'll see a list of articles that they have about resumes. These are actually all sections of the resume tutorial. And you can skip around the tutorial. You wouldn't need to do the whole thing. If you wanted to keep track of progress, and for this class or any other class, you would want to create to register for it. But like I said, you can really skip around this. I regularly refer back to this tutorial when I get resume questions. And this is just a list of the topics that are covered in the tutorial. There's even more than this. Okay. So that's all of the resources that you can access on your own that can be helpful. If you needed more direct help, if you needed to meet with somebody one-on-one, you could contact me, and this is my contact information for that. Thank you.